To cook or not to cook? It is a question as old as time, and I'm going to answer it in this video. And by the end, you will know whether to cook your meat or not to help you ascend into the healthy, majestic Tarzan of a being you were always meant to be, or Tarzanette. I have 4 points, and we're going to dive into the first one, which are toxins. Let's start with cooked meat. So whenever you cook, harmful byproducts form. So to my right is a list of all the known byproducts that form when you cook meat. You have heterocyclic amines, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Those two are very common in meat. Then you have acrylamides, which tend to form more in starchy vegetables, but also form in meat. And then you have all the advanced end products, especially advanced glycation end products. Advanced lipid peroxidation end products are more of an issue if you are cooking with seed oils or olive oil, because it tends to be adulterated with seed oils. But advanced glycation end products are dangerous because they bind to RAGE, which is the receptor for advanced glycation end products, and they cause inflammation, they cause oxidative stress, they can contribute to type 2 diabetes, atherosclerosis, kidney disease, and they also bind to collagen and elastin in your skin and contribute to the aging process, one of the major drivers of it. But then when you look at raw meat, you'll find that there's actually not a known toxin in raw meat. Some people will say heme iron, but heme iron is pretty stable when it's unheated. And when it's heated, the porphyrin ring structure actually becomes damaged and becomes more reactive. So it's more of an issue with cooked meat actually than raw meat. The second point I have are nutritional changes from cooking meat. To my right, I have a list of the average nutritional reductions in certain micronutrients that I pulled from different studies, and it's about a 20 to 40% reduction overall, with some nutrients being completely destroyed and some around 60-70%, especially the water-soluble vitamins. However, interestingly, the protein seems to denature and become around 10% more bioavailable, and because of this denaturation, the minerals that are bound to the proteins actually become slightly more freed up as well. So zinc, magnesium, and phosphorus, these become more bioavailable. But when it comes to the protein, he actually destroys some amino acids like cysteine. So I wonder if this 10% increase was actually of the amino acids that remained. So if you really are getting that 10% increase, that is debatable. And then when it comes to those three minerals, magnesium, zinc, and phosphorus, I don't think it's necessary to be cooking to free up these minerals to sacrifice all of these water-soluble vitamins like that. Absolutely, I think raw meat wins when it comes to the nutritional changes that occur from cooking. Okay, the third point is hydration. So when you're looking to try to find what is the most hydrating thing to consume, you want the substance to be matching the osmolality of your blood plasma, which is around 275 to 295 milliosmoles per kilogram. Raw meat, not surprisingly, has the perfect osmolality, it is around 290. Since cooked meat, a lot of the water becomes vaporized, the osmolality becomes much higher, around 400-500 milliosmoles per kilogram. And when you add salt to it, it's going to just add to that dehydrating effect. Also, it is important to be getting as much hydration out of raw meat as possible because it is deuterium depleted. So raw meat is going to be significantly more hydrating than cooked. The fourth and final point is going to be enzymes and bacteria. So both of these are destroyed when you cook. And enzymes are the catalysts for chemical reactions, so they speed up your digestion, make it a little easier. Although it's not super important because your pancreas pushes out about 90% of the enzymes that you use to digest food anyways. So it's not super important to be getting them from a food, especially since most of them are destroyed once they hit your stomach acid. And then there's bacteria, which is one of the main reasons why people cook in general, is to kill the harmful or pathogenic bacteria. But I think this is just honestly fear-mongering or just a misunderstanding. This is just my own experience, but I've also heard of people who eat exactly like I do, eating tons of raw meat, and they never get sick. There are hundreds of thousands of people around the world who do the same thing, never get sick. I can almost guarantee that I've consumed salmonella. Like, I've eaten pounds of raw chicken and I've never gotten sick. So why is that? You can think of this. When you eat cooked meat, you are guaranteed consuming something harmful for you. You are guaranteed to reduce micronutrients. You're guaranteed to not hydrate efficiently and optimally. But when you eat raw meat, you're not guaranteed to get sick from bacteria. I think it's absolutely worth the risk, and especially for me, I've never gotten sick and I've been eating it for a while now. And there absolutely could be a day where I get sick, and Honestly, if I do get sick, I think it still would be worth it because I know that I'm not consuming anything harmful for me. Let me know what you guys think about the video. I think it's absolutely worth it to eat raw meat, 100%. I'm going to be making a video on bacteria, so you're going to get some more of my own perspective on how all that stuff works because I've been researching that for a while. I'll see you in the next video.